Hey everybody. Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the Serving Pleasure Podcast. I didn't like that. I'm probably going to take it out. No,
Sounds good.
Not anymore.
No, it's staying.
It's staying. I'm Ethan Jesse.
And I'm Harry Yost.
And this is the podcast where we talk about trashy romance novels.
In this case, a pretty good novel.
Yeah. Not trashy yet.
Not trashy yet.
Just a good novel. Not trashy, not romance. Yet, it will become that. I was promised by the publisher in their website.
They said that's where dreams come true.
Established in 2007.
So they've had plenty of time to make all my dreams come true.
Make my dreams come true. This is Bone Rider Chapter 3. Welcome. I just wanted to note how cool it's been that it's gone back and forth each time from Prologue 1 and 2 being alien narrated and human narrated because it's cool to see both sides, but it also gives me a Harry an easy time to switch back and forth.
Yes. So hopefully you love our voices because we've been reading
Non-stop.
This
is one session. Can you tell by our same energy levels from last week?
Hello.
We're breaking kayfabe right now. You're learning how we record.
Ha-ha.
Ha-ha. Oh, hey.
Ayo.
Yeah.
And on that note,
Let us
begin with
Bone Rider, Chapter 3.
Captain Brennan had thought he'd seen it all, especially now that he laid eyes on a bunch of honest-to-God, out-of-space aliens. His brain had flashed back in 100 different movie scenes to give him a frame of reference.
You know, I appreciate that because in most sci-fi and like horror genres, whenever someone sees a monster, they're like, I don't know what that is.
Right?
But I really appreciate when people know.
I do too, because if there were a film, life, scene, if my life, let me rephrase
If you live in a
this.
world that has movies, chances are movies about aliens have been made.
Right. I also try to say, if I lived in a world where all of a sudden you would throw some kind of monster at me, I definitely would be like, zombies. Okay, Walking Dead. I will die now because I know that I cannot survive in that world. Okay, just take me.
Take me now, zombies.
Take me now. Take me to your horde. So he thought about all these different movie scenes, but there was a difference between being wowed by special effects and watching silver pour out of every pore of the 4th century alien skin to wrap them head to toe in armor.
They have silver blood.
They have silver blood.
You could sell that.
Could sell that. Doesn't Harry Potter have the unicorn silver blood?
I didn't read it.
I didn't either.
We're gonna read Harry Potter fanfiction at some point.
Spoilers.
Shh, it's a secret.
Secret. I got a secret.
He was
what?
Speak up a little bit.
Okay. He was so distracted by the glint of sunlight on the seamless coat of what looked like metal, he barely noticed them return fire until the dirt exploded at the crater edge to his right. Fuck, he cursed, twitching back. Cease fire, he barked at his men, still hoping to salvage the first contact situation about to go foobar.
Would you like to click on that?
Yep, what does foobar mean?
Foobar means fucked up beyond all recognition, repair, or reason.
Thank you, Bone Rider. I have so many things I am now going to incorporate into my daily speech.
Thanks, J. Fally.
Thanks. Jameson! Private Jameson immediately got on the radio, trying to relay Brennan's order in case the 2 flanking units hadn't caught the command. But even from his position, Brennan could hear the static from the speaker. Communications were down. Must have been some kind of interference from the wreck, or maybe the aliens were jamming them. Hard to see how, given the condition of the ship, but they were aliens. Who knew what they could do?
Radio's down, sir!
Jameson reported, voice tight. His skin was sickly pale
like
and
mine.
Sweaty, his eyes round as saucers.
Like mine.
This is why you're going to play every role in Bone Rider. All of these are just Ethan.
Where's Dwayne?
I miss Dwayne. He was trying hard to keep it together, but Brennan could see the superstitious fear in his eyes. This was somewhat out of the range of their experience. Anybody's experience. Keep trying! Brennan snapped, then glared at the other members of his squad, who were clutching their weapons and looking twitchy. They probably watched the same movies he had. It was hard to blame them for being upset. However, upset soldiers tended to be trigger-happy soldiers. This is a fucking first contact situation, people! Brennan reminded them. We don't engage unless we need to defend ourselves. Is that clear? The yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He got in reply, weren't quite as firm as he was used to, but rookies or not, they were soldiers. They'd obey. Brennan got up so he'd be visible from the bottom of the depression, arms spread to show his peaceful intentions. United States Army, he shouted down into the crater. Put down your weapons and... This time, he could feel something whistle past his ear so closely every hair on his body stood on end. There was no bang to accompany the shot. The alien weapons were almost completely silent. But something exploded in the air above his head in a burst of vicious green.
That's kind of fucking scary.
That's super scary.
Silent weapons are terrifying.
Silent, but apparently super deadly if
They got
something's
fart guns.
kind of reminds like Mars Attacks, kind of like random crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Brennan hit. See, look, I did a Brennan. I referred back to an alien movie. Meow meow.
I couldn't do that. I haven't watched any. I'm not prepared for this.
You've never seen?
I was
any
scared of
alien movie?
alien movies as a kid, and I never got around to it.
Not even Space Jam.
Okay, that doesn't count.
That's true. It doesn't.
Everybody get up. It's time to bone ride.
We're all gonna get inside. Welcome to the bone ride.
It's your skin. Let us in for the bone ride.
Oh, yeah.
There's gonna be one every
There's going
episode.
to. There's no bang to accompany the shot. Vicious green. Okay. Brennan hit the dirt, swearing a blue streak. Whichever of his...
Sonic! It's the only blue streak I know.
I know, I tried
Sonic
to think of
the
other
Hedgehog.
ones, and I was like, I can't think of any of them.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog, obviously. Whichever of his men had fired the first shot had effectively destroyed his credibility with the aliens. Also, the creatures likely hadn't understood a word of what he said.
I mean, probably.
You know, I actually always do wonder that when you do have movies, they're like, I come in peace. How do these people ever understand each other? Like,
And usually it's like yelled at them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even if I went to a foreign country and I said something, we would have language
And
barriers.
it said Brennan walked up with like his arms outstretched like that, but in the animal world, when you do that, it's usually as a threat, like to show that you're bigger than them.
Right.
Humans need to learn how to do this better.
They do need to learn.
I thought there would be protocol, but I guess not.
NASA, if you're listening to this,
We'll help you come up with that protocol.
we'll help you come up with
Please
the protocol.
contact us at servingpleasurepodcast@gmail.com or on our Twitter at servingpp.
XOXO.
I just like saying our Twitter
I do
name.
too. So do people. The shot from below was answered immediately by a staccato burst of automatic fire, which pretty much nixed any hope for peaceful negotiations. Not that Brendan gave a damn by that point. As Brendan watched, one of the Sentry aliens dragged the wounded back toward the questionable cover of the wreck, staggering like a drunk when bullets pinged off its silver-colored back. It's like a little armadillo.
Ooh, or a pangolin.
Ooh. Given the distance between the aliens and the troops, Brennan was impressed that so many of his men's shots hit their targets. However, distance wasn't a problem for long. The three unoccupied armored aliens tossed their weapons to their comrades and took off running. Each of them headed straight for one of the squads occupying the high ground, taking the fight to the enemy. They were fast, faster than Brennan would have thought,
Small.
moving with the deadly grace of something otherworldly.
They're gonna punch you in the back of the skull.
Yeah. Oh my God! They're gonna jazz you.
They're gonna jazz you up.
They're gonna jazz you up. Put you in the back of that skull. No hesitation at all when they reached the steep slope leading up to the ridge. They just kept running, falling forward onto all fours to get more traction on the partly glazed surface. Holy shit, they just turned into little dog creatures.
Doggos.
Doggos!
Little
They-
puppers.
I'd be like, whoa, it's adorable, but I'm scared.
Whoa, hold up. These puppers are attacking. When puppers attack.
Oh my goodness. This book has so much potential
So
for
much
everything.
spin-off potential.
So much spin-off potential. Fall back! Brendan ordered tersely, not liking where this was going. He wanted all of his men positioned on firm ground, nowhere near the edge of the crater. Prepare to engage!
Permission to shoot the fucker in the face when it comes over the rim! I think that's how Harris sounded.
Definitely, but I just love that sentence. Sergeant Harris asked, tense as he watched the alien headed for the Bravo unit briefly lose its footing.
What a loser.
Get rid of that one! You fired! The creature punched a fist through the rock wall to catch
Oh,
itself
must be Jas.
and continued. Definitely Jas.
Jas, my little puncher.
He's just, that's a warm-up. He punches rock walls to punch through skulls.
You can climb mountains by punching them.
1, 2, 3! Oh my God. It continued to haul itself up with barely a hitch. They weren't big, but damn it, Brennan didn't look forward to confronting one of these things up close. Affirmative, Brennan said, frustrated and angry, mostly with himself and his men.
So everyone.
Everyone. He's just mad at everyone.
So he's frustrated, period.
Like, Brendan just pretty much regressed to an angsty teenager phase. Why?
My parents suck.
I don't want to get up this morning. They missed their one chance to de-escalate. Time seemed to slow when the alien's metal sheath head popped over the edge of the crater and the creature heaved itself into view. The adrenaline kick gave Brennan the opportunity to take in details of the armor. Angled faceplates with mirrored visors, a tapered breastplate that had protected the vulnerable...
You want to try that one again?
The vulnerable front. Flexible layers of metal everywhere else that shifted smoothly with every movement of the alien soldier as it heaved itself over the rim. Up close, it looked even smaller, maybe 3'11", though sturdy and broad-shouldered. Humanoid, except for those weird legs. No weapon in sight, which was easily the scariest thing about it. It made it seem too damn sure it wouldn't need one to deal with them. Sergeant Harris.
Sergeant.
This is going to be the episode where I apparently can't pronounce sergeant.
No, you weren't able to do that in the first one.
And when I say episode, I really mean book. Sergeant Harris fired a controlled salvo. Before
No footnote for that one.
No footnote. Before the creature had completely cleared the rim, which is when they learned that not only did the armor repel bullets at close range as effortlessly as long as at long range, it also anchored its carrier to the ground so the force of the impact wouldn't push it back over.
Fuck!
Harris muttered. The alien growled something that was probably the alien equivalent of 19 and waded in. Bullets didn't phase it. Grenades merely slowed it down. Brendan watched one of his men empty a clip at the visor at point-blank range. It was a good idea, since the visor was the only perceptible weakness in the helmet. But, as it turned out, the material covering the head was as sturdy as the rest of the armor, and getting within striking distance was fatal.
I still can't fucking handle, like, how well this is thought out.
I know.
It's like, do they want a movie deal?
Because,
right now I'm thinking, did there need to be sex in this book, or was that how they had to sell it?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm curious. Because if that's written well, then yeah, that's what they were setting out to do. But the rest of it is all written super... I don't know. I'll save this for the end.
Okay. Because, you know what happened? The armor sprouted serrated claws in the blink of an eye.
That's so fucking cool. Why am I marking out at this book?
This might just be a romance between you and Bone Rider. This actually might not be a romance novel, everyone. You might just be witnessing Ethan finding his soulmate
in the
form of a Kindle ebook.
It's cool.
I'm going to have to hide my iPad from you.
No, I've already pledged myself to the earth.
That's true. My one and only Earth goddess.
I'm saving myself for marriage with the earth.
Just get a nice ring.
I'm going to get a ring of flowers, and then I'm going to dig a hole, and then you're going to keep reading.
I'll just
keep
reading. The armor sprouted serrated claws in the blink of an eye, long enough to eviscerate the soldier with one swipe through his bulletproof vest. Damn! He fell with a howl and was silenced immediately.
No, try that one again.
And was silenced almost instantly by a spike driven through his temple as he went down. Oh my god, this making of romance.
This metal is shit.
This is, oh my god.
Damn. Talk about mixing genres.
Doing it well, Bone Rider.
Yeah.
Brennan fired several rounds at the creature's knee joints, then barely escaped being skewered by a double-edged blade himself, pure instinct making him flinch back before the weapon could make contact. The fucking arbiter wasn't even dented! Fall back! He screamed, thinking of the vehicles and the weapon stash there. To the jeeps! Get the Spitfire! Oh, I'm so excited to see the Spitfire.
I'm getting all hot and heavy. I didn't think that my turn on was extreme warfare between aliens and people. Halo just doesn't do it for me. This Bone Rider does.
This is what I never knew. This is what I needed all along. They spent the past few days testing the newest generation of high explosive anti-tank missiles. HATES! And in particular, the
AT-742.
Spitfire. The Spitfire.
Yeah. The Spitfiler.
New weapon idea. J. Fally. The Spitfire had aced every test of the exercise, surpassed every expectation. Oh my god, it's their System 6. Smaller, more dependable than
But
and twice as effective as its predecessors. It was without doubt the
baddest boy.
bad boy.
Baddest bad boy.
The
Baddest
baddest
bad
bad
boy.
boy in their arsenal. I want to be called the baddest bad boy.
I know I am.
Hi, I'm Harry, the baddest bad boy in my arsenal.
You got a bandana.
I'm gonna get a bandana. It's gonna be so bad. Right now, it was their only hope of survival. If this failed, if those alien juggernauts were missile-proof as well as bulletproof, they'd have to fall back to base camp and call in reinforcements. It was a nightmarish run down the rocky slope, over cracked rocks and loose earth, jumping and dodging uprooted bushes and other debris while the alien darted after them with light-footed agility and deadly intent. Brennan slipped and slid down a couple of yards on his ass.
Owie.
In a cloud of dust. He didn't let go of his weapon.
Or his dick.
Didn't let it slow him down.
Or his dick.
Merely threw his weight forward, got back on his feet, and kept going. Sergeant Baker and Private Boone were the first to reach the jeeps. Brennan saw them snap open the flap and dive into the weapons stash, just as he noticed this flash of silver from the corner of his eye. Seemed like the alien had already realized the potential threat of whatever new weapon its enemy were trying to bring into play, and was trying to head them off at the pass. It rushed past Brennan without so much as a glance in his direction, intent on the two men getting the grenade launcher ready to fire. Ignoring Brennan was a mistake, and Brennan didn't hesitate to use his advantage. He knew tackling the creature was suicide, but there is more than one way to skin a cat. Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin. And Brennan was highly motivated. It was a beautiful slide. Brennan's old baseball coach.
You know, whatever. It's nothing.
Yeah, my old baseball coach would have been really proud. That's what Brendan's thinking right now. The angle was perfect. The thick-souled army issue boots hit the alien's ankle and knees so hard and fast the armor didn't have time to grow spikes long enough to stab through the firm rubber. And their combined momentum pushed the alien sideways and off its feet. The little fucker bounced off the ground like a cat. It hissed like one, too.
Wait, that's not cat. Never mind. Go on.
Kevin, do you want to hiss for us?
No, he's just trying to hurt me now.
Now he's like, why did you touch me?
Swiping at me.
Oh my god, what if Kevin is actually one of these aliens?
Kevin is a bone rider.
Kevin! Then tripped over a net of roots and went down again. It wasn't much, but it was enough. I bellowed, "Captain!" was all the warning Brennan got and needed. He scrambled up and away from the alien. The sound of a grenade launcher being fired made him hit the dirt, cover his head, and hope the extraterrestrial fucker wouldn't be able to dodge the missile. The boom wasn't particularly loud, but the heat that rolled over him with the shockwave was intense. Brennan pressed himself against the ground, wishing fervently he'd gotten farther away and praying his BDUs.
BDUs, everyone, means battle dress uniform. Oh,
Not as exciting as the other ones.
Wait.
And not as sweary as the other ones.
No, hold on. I can't. There we go. Praying
His
his body dress uniform.
wouldn't catch on fire.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, so
now
is
it makes sense.
Okay. I don't want my uniform to catch on fire either. Just like how I don't want my apartment to burst into flames with my broken Mac charger. Thanks, Apple. He rolled as soon as he dared, sitting up and scooting back as his gaze skittered over the incline, searching for the alien with his weapon at the ready. His best-case scenario had consisted of the creature being torn apart, and his worst-case scenario of the creature being merely a little stunned and fully operational. What he got was a burning, smoldering heap of clumped matter.
Same.
Seemingly in one piece, but definitely not about to get up again. Brennan's mind got stuck on the image for a second or two. Then the trained professional in him kicked his system back online and he spun around and barked orders at his men.
Bark.
The gunfire coming from the direction of the other units had all but ceased, and Brennan didn't have to be there to know the body count had to be rising steadily. By this point, he didn't care anymore that it had been his men who had inadvertently started this fight. He wanted the aliens dead before they slaughtered the rest of his people. Baker and Boone grabbed the multi-shot grenade launchers from the back of the vehicle, and the squad was about to split up and come to the aid of the other two units, when Harris shouted a heads up. You want to shout a heads up, Harris?
Heads up!
The remains of the Bravo squad were pelting toward them, 4 men dripping with sweat and blood, a flash of silver right on their heels. "Get down!" Brennan roared. His scream yielded immediate results. His men dropped on the spot, leaving the pursuing alien an easy target. It saw the missile coming, but wasn't quite fast enough to avoid a direct hit.
But who?
This time, Brennan saw it all. The brief stop, the start of a dodge, then a sudden expansion of the armor just before the Spitfire hit its target and enveloped the creature in a fireball. The explosion looked weirdly muted, half absorbed by whatever material the alien was wrapped up in, but the result was the same. A crispy fried critter surrounded by a ring of blackened earth.
That's such a cool fucking visual. I can't get over how
So
cool it is.
cool.
Ah!
Well, you know what, Ethan? We're 2 down, 1 to go. Heartened by their success, Brennan and his men picked up their bloodied comrades and swarmed toward the southern side of the crater, where Charlie Squad was scrambling to stay alive. See what I did there? It was the southern side of their crater, and I got a little southern. They ran uphill, panting, high on adrenaline. And then there was the sound, a deep, flat whoop, and the ground shook once, hard.
We gotta get what we got.
We gotta get what we got. Brightness erupted from the crash site, fire and smoke forming a mushroom cloud that eclipsed the sun. It should have burned them all, but the edge of the crater shielded them somewhat, and the heat wasn't as extreme as Brennan would have expected. He noticed an odd scent in the air, unlike anything he'd ever smelled before. Acrid and sweet at the same time, and he thought, way back in the back of his mind, that the aliens must have activated some kind of self-destruct mechanism.
It was the glands.
It was the glands, those doomsday glands.
Those doomsday glands finally went off.
Just ready.
All melty and purpley.
It was what he would have done had he gone down on an alien planet and realized that few of his men would have survived the crash or losing their battle with hostile native forces. They were all about to become prisoners or worse. There was a moment, brief and almost lost in the roar of the explosion and the stutter focus of his awareness, when Brennan felt a deep stab of sympathy for the unknown alien commander who'd had to make that call. It lasted until he heard one of his men scream and looked up to see the last remaining alien tear into Sergeant Harris and rip him apart with inhuman strength. Illuminated by the falling tower flame behind them, the creature hacked and sliced through Harris's flesh like a madman, even after he'd stopped shrieking, right until the point warhead of a Spitfire missile hit them both and stopped it. And if this detonation looked a bit different than the other two, well, Brennan was too distracted to care right then, and so were his men. Thus ended the first encounter between humans and extraterrestrial life forms, with 21 dead and 4 injured American soldiers, a total of 39 dead aliens.
Oh shit, that's a lot more than I thought.
That is a lot more. I thought there were like 10.
Yeah.
Surprise! Including 6 armor hosts and 5 bone riders.
No!
But there's one left. A spaceship blown to smithereens and a huge hole in the ground. All in all, it could have gone better. End of chapter 3. Oh my god!
I can't fucking. Why is it?
I have to say, I feel like such a badass reading these
It's
chapters.
cool. It's cool.
Because it is so cool. Also, I saw this documentary once, and I can't say a lot about it because I totally fell asleep within the first 10 minutes. But it was all about, like, all of these NASA officials and all these people talking about what they would do
Yeah. I think I've
if
seen
there
that.
was an alien landing. And pretty much what just happened is what they would do.
Yeah.
They would be like, so, we would be like, okay, everyone lock your shit down.
We gotta kill him and get the fuck out.
And get out of here.
So at this point, I'm just like, I feel like I'm just reading a good book, and that's scaring me. Because we started this podcast with the intent of, like, reading really bad books and making fun of them. But I'm having such a difficult time finding points where I go, oh, that's dumb.
Right?
Because I'm just like, I'm getting mad hype over here, and I can't handle how good it is.
You were definitely having a moment with this chapter.
My expectations were, like, maybe a 1 out of 10 when I got it, knowing the rank that it had on Goodreads. Because even the Duchess of Love had a 3 out of 5, which is, like, pretty good.
Which is, yeah.
And undeserved.
I mean, it was definitely above average right there.
Okay, fine. All right. I'll give it that one.
Well, I mean, Now, I'm not saying the Duchess of Love was above average.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that rating is like, well, I guess it's an average rating. 3 out of 5 for Duchess of Love.
Yeah.
But the thing, too, with Bone Rider, this now makes a lot of sense why it keeps getting checked out from the library.
We can't get it.
Because, like, that one day when we were looking for our first books, we chose the Duchess of Love. Apparently that was a mistake. Because now, since that moment, Bone Rider keeps being unavailable.
Is it any of you? If it's any of you, just tell us so that you can tell us how cool the book is without spoiling it. Because also we'd like to know whether or not there are actually sex scenes in this book.
Yeah, like, should we continue?
Because otherwise, I'm doing this for me instead of the podcast, and I don't know if that's the right thing to do.
If anything, if we go through this entire Bone Rider and there is 0 sex, we should create an extra chapter.
Well, Bailey and Wesley said they found a book with some weird alien sex in it. But they can't read it because it's not a cold read for them anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll just take that and we'll just insert it into
There we
this.
go.
Because they said it was like a weird amorphous blob thing and overstimulation stuff. But I feel like System 6 could do that.
I definitely think System 6 could do that.
If there's no sex in Bone Rider, I'm sure there's plenty of Bone Rider fan fiction.
If not, we will start.
We'll make some.
We will make Bone Rider fan fiction, and you all should contribute to this fan fiction.
We would be excited if you wanted to write that for us.
I can't.
If Jay Fally wanted to get in and write stuff that maybe they didn't want to write, I'd be excited about that.
Jay Fally, in fact, if you just want to be friends,
hit me up on Facebook
hit me up
personally.
on Facebook, and
You know my full name. I say it at the beginning of every podcast.
right. You also know my
There's
full
only
name.
one of me.
There's one of me as well. My name is a little confusing to spell, but I have faith in you. You can figure it out.
They seem like a smart person.
You seem very smart.
To write this shit!
Ugh! I
I
have
need
such
to
a
calm
book
down.
crush. I have such a book
I
crush
have
on
a
Bone
crush on
Rider.
this book.
And I did not expect it. This is so unexpected.
I knew it was going to be better than the Duchess of Love. I didn't know it would be this much better.
I feel like the book, like starting with Bone Rider though.
Sorry, no, go.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like every book after this is just gonna pale in comparison because we're just gonna get back to trash. This is
just good. This is good literature.
This is like a diamond in the rough. It's where did you come from, Bone Rider?
Where did you go?
Where did you come from?
Bone Rider Joe.
Oh my god.
Well, we haven't met Riley yet.
Or Misha.
And this is like I feel like all these chapters have been a prologue. Because
Yes.
especially with the end of this chapter saying, thus ended the first encounter. It feels like all this was one long prologue.
Yes. My other thing is, too, Bone Rider, so I'm really excited when it gets into Riley and Misha, because when we had first read that, like, very short synopsis, I just assumed that Misha was a woman, like a badass Russian Bond villain.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the, like, what do film noirs call their
Femme
days?
fatale.
Thank you. Femme fatales. I should know this. I took an entire class.
I'm doing a radio play about it right now.
Yes. So I thought, like, Misha was, like, Misha Barton. Femme fatale.
Okay.
Not that Misha Barton is a femme fatale. No offense, Misha, but I thought that's what it's going to be. So I'm so also pleasantly surprised that's going to be different than what I thought.
Yeah, I mean, we still have no idea what it's going to be like, but
No idea.
I'm still interested to find out. I'm sitting here at chapter 3, and at this point in DOL, I was like, I mean, chapter 3 was kind of fun. I'm not going to knock it. But it's not chapter 4. And at the rate that we're going, I can't really see chapter 4 being worse than 3 previous chapters. And even so, most, I'm sure, romantic novels are kind of boring around this point because nothing's happening. How has so much action occurred in the first 3 chapters of this book that I'm super excited to move on?
That I'm just anticipating I'm so excited for chapter 4.
You bought this book. I'm going to pay you for half of it. This is a book right now that I would recommend a purchase of, or at least finding, because
Definitely,
it's cool. I don't know.
That is the most panicked Ethan voice I've ever heard. I can't say for sure.
Well, because like when you search it on Amazon, there's just more like erotic fiction, but like just like flat out erotic fiction compared to this.
But did you see though? Okay, so we bought the Kindle version. Did
Yeah.
you see that the paperback was $17?
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, if you feel like spending that $17,
I never want to lose it.
I want this forever.
I'll see how I feel about it when we finish it.
Yeah, like we could go in like 10 more chapters, and you could be like, I take back everything that I said. Do
Next
not
chapter
purchase.
could be awful. I really hope that we hit chapter 7 or 8. I'm like, oh no, don't. I regret everything I just said.
But now it's out there. Everyone knows how you feel.
I would love either way that this turns out. I would love a complete 180 where I hate this book and I have to like shoo people away from it. But I would also really enjoy finishing this book where I sound like this every episode.
We're just every episode is Ethan just
In the
having
back
such a
oh damn!
and it's Kevin just being startled by your sheer love for bone writing. Oh my god!
I'm too excited. I feel like I'm breaking character with what I've established so far.
You totally are.
Oh no.
That's okay. We all have our hiccups. Everyone makes
some
mistakes.
Of them make it. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what the bones I'm writing.
Oh my gosh!
Stick around for chapter 4, coming when I do.
To ears near you.
Bye.
Sensual.